Most people watched Encanto and thought it was just another Disney story, a sweet little movie about magic, family, and a catchy song. But if you paid attention, really paid attention, you saw something most people missed. This isn't a fairy tale, it's a blueprint for how families destroy their own legacy. And today, I'm going to show you why Encanto is the most important financial lesson you'll ever see disguised as a cartoon. So let's get into it. First, let's decode the candle. In Encanto, the candle created everything. It built the house. It empowered the family. It protected them from poverty. That candle is life insurance. It's the foundational asset that makes sure your family doesn't have to start from scratch if you're gone. But here's what most people miss. Just like the candle, a policy can burn out. If you're not funding it properly, reviewing it, and protecting it, you're one crisis away from the flame going out. No amount of magic replaces a solid plan. Next, let's talk about Abuela. She's the matriarch who thinks she's protecting the family by controlling everything. She's afraid to adapt, afraid to question tradition. This is what happens when families let ego dictate financial decisions. When you cling to outdated ideas like we don't talk about money or that's how we've always done it, you create cracks no one wants to see. And here's the kicker. Abuela believed the candle would last forever. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Neither will your wealth if you assume it'll always be there. Now, let's get into my favorite character, Bruno, the one everyone blames, the one they shun because he saw what was coming. Bruno is your agent, the person who looks at your plan and says, this isn't sustainable. But because his truth was uncomfortable, it exiled him. How many times has someone tried to warn you about protecting your wealth and you ignored them because you didn't want to hear it? We don't talk about Bruno? Well, maybe we should. Now, let's talk about Mirabel. Mirabel had no gift, no flashy talent, and that's exactly why she was the only one who could see the problem clearly. She wasn't blinded by her own power. Mirabel is the person who sees the dysfunction, the gaps in your planning, the reality that nobody wants to face. And in the end, she became the bridge between the old way and the future. This is the person you need to empower, the one willing to ask the hard questions. Remember when the walls started cracking, when the foundation gave way? That's what happens when you fail to review your financial house. Over time, inflation erodes your buying power. Taxes eat away at your wealth. Market volatility can shatter the stability you've built. And just like in the movie, it usually takes a crisis before anyone notices. Don't wait until the cracks are too big to patch. In the climax, the family loses everything. The candle burns out, the house collapses, but here's the lesson. They rebuild together. In the real world, that's modern financial planning. It's life insurance to protect your loved ones, living benefits, an estate plan that spells out exactly what happens when you're gone. Because a house rebuilt on honesty and clarity is stronger than any illusion of security. Encanto ends not with a new candle, but with a new understanding. They realized the real magic was never the flame. It was the family's unity and willingness to face hard truths. Your legacy isn't just a policy or an inheritance. It's a story your children will tell. It's the example you set about how to protect, grow, and respect what you've built. When you combine love with foresight, you create something that outlives you. If you watched Encanto and thought, that could never be my family, you're exactly who I'm talking to. Because every family thinks the candle will never burn out until it does. So here's my challenge. Talk to your agent. If you don't have one, find one. Review your policies. Have the conversations nobody wants to have, because you're not here to let your legacy crack and crumble. You're here to build something that stands long after you're gone. I hope you go get it and have a boss day.